Yeah, it is StefanHD, of course, because Stefan is the omnipotent OP Stefan. Yes, DarkNoob is China. DarkNoob going with the most OP China start. He is 20 seconds in, he managed to find the first sheep under his TZ. It's not that bad. I'm actually quite a big fan of China in Arena because they're just generally extremely strong. They're cheaper, everything is just great. Against Magyars, they actually don't boom that well. They're very low on the eco bonus front. But our late game is so strong. So let's have a quick talk about here. Does Stefan have a good map to get to that late game? Not looking too good on the gold front so far. DarkNoob, be easy on me please. Is Stefan gonna say no? Stefan says no. Just want to see what DarkNoob's reply to that is. Rude. Jesus. Anyway, main goal not looking so good against any form of aggression. China can smash, they could do Chukunu, they could pull off a lot of options really. Which is so great about China. Over here we have a secondary gold outside, kind of in the same place, so kind of out of question. Nice back second gold though. This map is very, very close to bugged, but it's not. Nice main stone in the back, that's really extremely safe if he needs it. Which he might do, but he has no second stone, so... Looks like he's going to go for a one castle game, no meme Magyar Hussars this game. 4 deer outside's not that big of a problem, but it's nice to have 4. And an outside boar in case he just... Of course he scouts properly, so he finds it. He's going to go for this boar first. I would have gone for it a little bit earlier, I think it's probably going to arrive a little bit late. Oh yeah, that's now definitely going to arrive late. I'm very particular with my boar lures. I like them to be on time. I just actually want to see how he reacts to this. Yeah, that's not ideal. Anyway, let's have a look over here at DarkNoob. DarkNoob, 3 on wood. He's going to trust, isn't he? Why would you trust his China VS? I mean, why? He only has 55 wood, so he has to wait until these collect an extra more than 10 each. So this guy's going to try walk back to the TC with 10 wood, 10 food. And he's not going to be able to do anything about it. Because he just won't have the wood to make a mill. I don't see why DarkNoob wants to trash. I mean, his map is not ideal because look at his golds here, out of the question really. Main gold not so good and his stones are actually pretty bad. It's not the best map, but he has a lot of back area. 4 nice safe bad deers. I don't know what it is with 4 deers this game, but 2 extra golds as well. I did 1 more to wood, okay. Okay, I can accept it. Maybe he doesn't want to trash. I wouldn't quite understand why you'd be late to have 4 on wood with a China stud though. Because you're behind the wood, so I don't see why you'd intentionally set yourself back further. Unless he has plans of which we do not know. He did start with Loom. You don't usually start with Loom on Arena with China. You are at, you know, a significant advantage if you do in Arabia because you get Loom anyway. But on Arena you just don't. On Arabia you don't have to consider things like having to spend an extra villager to collect gold over the course of upping just so you could click up to Castle Age. And at the same time is, yeah, it's just not useful. You don't save that time because in Arabia it's compulsory, here it's not. Second lump camp, okay. I'm liking what we're seeing here already. It's not a trush and it's from DarkNoob, so... China have a lot of great options in my opinion. China against Magyars. It's actually quite cheap for China to take into Bomber Tower. They're cheaper text bonus, they're good booming, it's just quite good. Especially since they have the extra HP, was it 30%? Yeah, Great Wall walls and towers, which includes Bomber Towers, have 30% more HP. 3.5k HP. Really, really strong Bomber Towers. I think that's definitely a noble option against Magyars. Magyars don't have the best of siege. They don't have bomber cannon. They do have siege engineers and they have onagers and capture ram, but they do not have siege onager, siege ram, bomber cannon. They have reasonable trebs though. I'm happy that they have siege engineers now. That was a nice buff that they got quite a while back. I was gonna say recently, but I'm old. Don't really know what Stefan's build here is going to be. Looking something pretty simple. 27 plus 2 with this much on wood. He wants to go scouts probably. If you're Magyars and you go scouts, you're balling basically. Magyar scouts are just, they kill every other scout. They're very, very good if your enemy tries to make any kind of archer unit like siege tower expo, that kind of thing. And also it's just a lot more handy if you have to make a knight or something to counter anything they're making forward, like something strong. Especially if they try to make spears, if they want to like smush you or something. If you're not an eco bonus, safe being smushed is a lot more painful. So being Magyars for the extra strong scouts, you could actually kill spears and things if they tried to forward you. Magyars are, you know, reasonably defensive in that case, but they're just not good for booming. Of course, their cavalry archer is extremely strong. They could pretty much demolish China, really. Unless China player does go for bomber towers. They do have the siege ram. I mean, their siege is okay for China. No bomber cannon, but siege ram and siege engineers is lacking. But they do have, you know, good upgrades for their buildings. Having architecture is really, really helpful. No treadmill crane does suck for the bomber tower front though. Although I can't say I've noticed it making that much of a difference. You can't make them at such a rate, it's that noticeable. 5 on food over here, he will stop quite fast. I do like DarkNoob's resources at this point. He can basically almost afford to click up as is. Blacksmith market, no scouts here, he wants to maybe do a straight boom. Or does he? Maybe he wants to smush. Yeah, I am curious for a smush here because he is quite low on the farm count. 26 plus 2 is decently fast for China. He has 3 on gold since he got loom, which means he's going to have extra gold. 5 on berry, now 6 on berries to have an extra fast up. Not that many on wood. It does feel like this would be a booming build order. Sorry, smush build order, but he's not adding any villagers to gold. So I guess he's not planning on smushing. Shame really. 3 plus 3 scouts, soon to be 3 plus 4. Don't know what Stefan's doing. Usually you straggle 10 gold, 10 stone to make sure you've got 200 stone again when you delete 2 tiles of wall. Instantly, that's quite a good tip if you, it's fine to delete walls in a 1v1 to push your deer, obviously, but then you could just replace them with stone walls instead of palisades in a house or whatever, just by saying the villager would struggle 10 stone. And that's what this house builder appears to be doing. Over here, DarkNoob took villager off gold. He's not sending anything forward. Oh, he's walling this one in, so he could. This is quite nice actually. He really secures a relic by doing this, as well as having a nice gate on this side of the map. A little bit more map area. He's struggling a lot of stone. That's enough stone where he could just build that as a stone gate instead. Bit curious about that one. Maybe he wants to TC this. Yes, there we go. But he doesn't have the gold to make a monastery and then make monks, so he's not going to go for relics this game, he's just going to straight boom. Stefan, free map control now, he's about to take castle, he's about to have an extra attack on each scout. He's not going to be able to be forwarded, he's going to build a monastery right away. 4 on gold, he's going to be able to get relics. He should have 5, but he's only going to get 4 because DarkNoob walled in this one, which is quite smart. I don't see why DarkNoob is going for stone and berries though. I would probably think the berries and the gold. Stone's maybe not that needed. Maybe he wants to do fast options like maybe Arb. Arbram, especially as Chinese with a really nice boom, is quite useful. DarkNoob a villager ahead. And that's before either TC is built on producing villagers. He's 1 and a bit villagers anyway. So that's when you know someone's had a good start. 2 TCs here. Monster already up though. DarkNoob's economy is balling. He already has the food eco to run his TCs. 14 farmers, 4 foragers. That's 18 on food, 6 for each TC. He can run them. Well, when I say he can run them, this is DarkNoob. But now he's just adding more and more farms. He only has a little bit more to go before he's actually able to, you know, have the food to, well, the amount of farms he needs to click up to imp from a 3 TC boom. Adding the stone though, I'm not entirely sure why. He's not gonna have the eco to really do much, unless he wants to build like 1 castle and then go BBT. But that's not for an economy this little. Or this fast up anyway. DarkNoob can actually scout this. And Stefan doesn't know about it. Doesn't know about this, but he knows about the stone mining. Duked. Even worse, he's going to lose the mangonel, I think. No, I think he should be able to repair it, and the spear and the scout should be able to take that out in time. Seed workshop coming up for DarkNoob. How much stone does he have? 239. I mean, he doesn't have access to another stone, so I don't think a castle is even likely if this gets pushed enough. 1 relic for Stefan. Send this monk out to get another one. I think he should be adding more monks though. Now they can afford 2, is he? DarkNoob getting wheelbarrow. Let's hope Stefan isn't late with it. I keep looking at CCs thinking maybe it's Slav, but we can't all be that lucky. Slav is a really good arena civ. I like Magyars in this position because China player just booming, let Magyar player just boom and have relics. And especially this map position. Definitely favours the Magyar a little bit better. DarkNoob with 5 on gold. That's not going to get him up anytime soon. I don't really know what he plans to go. I mean, I don't see why he'd be booming. Unless he wanted like a small number of Chokenu or something. This is not looking good for DarkNoob. I think he wants to just keep trying to mine stone and micro this infinitely. But I don't think that's going to work out all too well for him. Unless we see stuff like that from Stefan. Now DarkNoob only needs a 1-for-1 trade. Ooh. And DarkNoob thought he was going to shoot that mango. Oh, that's such a good trade for Stefan. Some well playing there. We have 3rd TC coming up. Still only 3 from DarkNoob. Stefan adding the 3rd one. So he's behind 6 villagers, but I think that's probably about to stay that way at most, to be honest. I'm still assuming Stefan didn't bother to get wheelbarrow. Oh, he did get wheelbarrow. Not hand card yet. But the relics are coming in. He's got 2 relics. He just picked up that one. He's got that one to pick up. DarkNoob not picking up this relic, but he doesn't need to. Well, I mean, I personally would if your gold situation's looking like this, but I don't see why he would not have a problem without Chokenu. I don't think he needs Chos. I think what he really needs is Bombard Tower late game. Like some form of turtling to it. Maybe something like a Halb opening. Halb Seed Ram maybe. And then maybe you could consider going Bombard Towers a bit later. But I don't think Chokenu is probably that essential. Although it is a mistake he didn't go for map control with the map this bad. And it's nice he has the extra golds in the back, but does he even know? He does. I don't see why he's not going for them. Now he's just selling food and just everything just so he could actually start to afford some gold. I don't know why he's not he's been going so light on gold. He had 5 on gold for half the game until recently. About to be 4-1 relics. See the light cav coming in. What's Stefan doing to break in? Okay, a ram. Fire is blue because it's power. I think doesn't fire go blue the harder it gets? I'm no expert on Pyromania, but 9 damage from a light cavalry, that's almost the same as a knight without any attack upgrades. It's pretty strong. Nisiko's looking a little bit weak on the food, if I'm honest. I think Stefan could use a noticeable amount more food. He does have 4 relics, so he shouldn't be this heavy on gold. Especially not this heavy. I think maybe he just grabs these guys. I mean, that's a lot on wood, especially without a rebuilt lumber camp. And the gold here, why? Stefan is just taking so much gold that he just really doesn't need. It's a bit odd. I could disable individual mods if anyone wants though, but I like it when gates made of pure stone start suddenly going on fire and they're blue. It's just the ridiculousness settles in at that point. I think Stefan is going to lose out on Mangonel Micro here simply because his ram is blocking all his Mangonels. And he's about to lose another one. Either way, this is just screwing about in the middle. DarkNoob should well be up by now. What? DarkNoob can click up imp after he clicks up imp. Why? What happened? How do you random 2.2k food and like near 2k gold? What? That's just so insane. Now he's buying a castle. This is... I'm a big fan of this move actually. That's a really nice quick wall. He's probably going to lose a villager or two, but stopping the light cav coming in basically gives him free access to build this castle. I don't see why Stefan just didn't really quickly mangonel that one though. Stefan can see the castle now that it's up. Does DarkNoob know what's coming? Nope, because nothing is coming. Stefan, still so much gold. His food economy is not looking good. He has a lot on wood, he has a lot on gold. Sure, if he wants to go CA, then that's very, very good. He now has a stone to make a castle and get the UT. But not a single range in sight. He is loaded to buy this. Now he's adding more farms. What does he want? What does he... You decide to get light cav? He's not getting any upgrades that suggest CA, but his economy is just completely out there, so I think... is he having a bad day? I don't know. DarkNoob getting gold shaft mining padded archer armor. He's massing out Chokanu. I mean, fair enough, but it's not going to work. Just fair trades all over the place. Stable. Another stable. I'm curious as to what Stefan's adding. Does he just want to go for +4 Cavalier? Because I don't see this working unless he gets Paladin. I think he has a lot of other options and one of them is not go Cavalier against Chokanu. DarkNoob getting his own Cavalier. Makes absolutely no sense. You are Chinese, you could go camels, DarkNoob. Cavalier's gonna help, but what do you think he's VS? Do you think just because he saw 4 light cav, that's why he's going to be against the whole game? Against CA, against Hussars, against Cavalier, you want to make Camel. It does have a little bit of investment, but no bracer into the Chokanu. I think he's probably going to hold off on those for a while, but he does have a lot of resources. And his food just disappeared, so he's making knights. Lots of knights. I don't see Stefan winning this. DarkNoob winning this one, to be honest, if Stefan does start playing a bit better. I like Stefan's method of playing right here, but this equal imbalance is just probably not ideal against a well player. Like, DarkNoob is not a particularly weak player by any means. But I think the Cavalier is a misplay by DarkNoob. He really should think of go camels if he's not going for anything Archer Line or halbs. And I think Stefan's just not quite with it. I like the Cavalier though, if he does bust in with petards like he's about to. He could do some decent raiding. His Cavalier are ahead. I'm not sure where all of Stefan's wood just went. I don't see him building more farms, and he doesn't have a market. He's not building ranges. No more stables. Trebs. Only one treb. No seed workshop anymore. Don't know how he quite lost as much food as he had, but sure. The light cav actually sniping the Chocanu. He can hold the gate open if he wants to, but I think he just wants to keep chasing. Either that or that's just when he noticed. You like cav get a little bit of raiding done, but if DarkNoob starts walling up against this raiding, then it's going to be a lot easier against the surprise petard Cavalier. Paladin now coming in, finally. Okay, now I'm happy. Cavalier's not a good route, but Paladin with extra Pierce armor certainly is. They're also going to be noticeably stronger. Not a lot of stables, but it's fine. Heavy plough now coming in. I don't understand what his deal with very late heavy plough is, but it's what he seems to go for these days. A couple of monks getting 3 monks. If 3 monks get 3 conversions, then that's pretty huge. That army definitely loses quite a bit of monks. So his light cav have come in here and actually done a little bit of raiding, but they just died to the Cavalier. There's more Cavalier here to clean up these light cav in the farming economy as well. So because DarkNoob didn't have as much upgrades on his Cavalier, and also just because a few got converted, seems to have done quite well for Stefan here. Stefan's Cavalier is really doing good. Now DarkNoob gets heavy camel. That is a hugely important investment. He really needed to get that. These trebs are going to get probably counter-trebbed at this rate. But there is a treb taking out his treb and 2 trebs taking out his castle. So I don't think there's much problem here. The trebs did survive. He's not making any petards anymore. Shame. But he is still massing some units. These Chocanu will die if Stefan decides to attack them. This TC along with it. I mean, these 2 golds here are just really not good for DarkNoob. I don't like that essential part of DarkNoob's map. Nothing to defend these trebs. These trebs are going to go down at least... if DarkNoob is lucky, 2 of them. But I don't think maybe a 3rd would. The camels being out are also quite important, so I would like to see Stefan do something like halbs. Halbs can be good. Also, especially if he wants to mix in some cavalry archers, that'd be nice. DarkNoob should have a lot of stone by now. He's able to almost build a 2nd castle. If he does, maybe here, just maybe a bit more defensive even, starts taking the stone, he might have a good chance. But look at the minimap, that's a lot of control for Stefan. Even just having the houses out here, just his vision, it's just everything. So this TC is going down, this gate's about to go down. Cap trying to break through there. Premature G from DarkNoob. I mean... yeah, DarkNoob still has a significant amount of gold. He just isn't taking it. Mass more camels. I think if you opened camel instead of Cavalier, then it would have been a lot better. I don't think that's just you know, hindsight though. I think that's just foresight, because you're VS Magyars. What are you going to expect? Oh well, GG. Let's get achievements. 104 villager high for DarkNoob, 136 for Stefan. Stefan, of course, needed more villagers because his army is going to be more expensive. Faster age ups overall for DarkNoob. DarkNoob went up 1 pop earlier, I believe, in his Dark Age. Generally quite a nice fast FC. Was that 10 seconds idle time? He imped quite late though. He had so much resources and imped really late. Stefan's late imp was because he just didn't have a large number of farms. I felt like he was just doing that to avoid making food heavy units later on, like go CA instead. Get a lot of wood and gold. But he was just sitting on thousands of gold and decided to make food units when his food economy is not so great. Relic gold is 2.1k for Stefan. Significant. Hello, Rhonda. And of course, Stefan, significant KD. That's probably because the Chokanoo. Chokanoo probably contributed quite a large amount to that. They didn't have that many upgrades because DarkNoob decided to stop investing in them. Now on to the 4th out of 5 games that I have today. This is the second game of Stefan vs DarkNoob. My spec overlays disappeared again. My favourite thing on earth is when my spec overlay disappears. As I said, if anyone knows a solution to that where after casting a couple of regs, usually sometimes 1 but sometimes 2 or 3, the spec overlay just decides to disappear and you have to relaunch the game to get it again. If anyone knows a solution for that, then please let me know. Jumping back into the game, we have Huns vs Turks. Nice. Okay, so something I'm thinking straight off on this matchup, just the first thing I notice. Huns vs Turks. Turks traditionally can go Janissary. They're going to be against CA though. Cavalry archers are a really good counter to Janissaries. They're probably one of the best. You just have to remember to add your own mangonels. This is something I learned from Melkor. I was talking to him about it after he was playing in, I think, probably Arena Invitational. I don't remember quite which game. I think he lost to Eddie when Eddie was Turks. Oh, it was one of the Turk Wars, wasn't it? And he decided to go CA. The CA were, you know, a good option, but you need to add your own mangonels. I have seen him defend against Skogo, who was using Janissaries as well by using Cavalry Archers as Khmer. Anyway, let's just get into this game. Instead of talking about some obvious meta that's probably likely to happen. So, Hun player here. Huns, of course, actually, it's a reasonable eco bonus. It's quite a good opening. Huns are a decent open arena civ. They're very good in Castle Age, but they're not the best in Imp. But when you're against something like Turks, Turks have better CA, but they're lacking helps. They have to go camel. And if they don't have the economy to go camel late game, then they're actually not going to do too well against the Huns. Over here, Stefan has 4 deer. Let's just double check to make sure they got 4 deer again each, because every game so far, everyone's always had 4 deer. This is some very good RNG for either player. Beste position, ja. I don't understand the word in German, but I find this quite funny. So it's arena with an E, not arena with an I, so the wall's on 900 HP in Dark Age and Feudal Age, that then jumps up to 1800 in Castle Age. Stefan's map looks not so promising off the bat. We do have an outside second stone and a bad main stone. Not like you're going to be going Tarkins, but you know, if DarkNoob does decide to make Cavalry Archers, then Tarkins might be a thing. They've actually been proven to be somewhat strong recently. Nice juicy forward main gold, just what you want in life. It's not good if you're against Turks. Turks, you can't build a castle to defend because your stones are this, and your golds are like this. And that one as well, so golds are really out of the question here, I believe. But I saw this gold on the minimap. Oh, this is not good. I thought he had a promising extra gold in the back, but that's only a few villagers he could fit on that. Stefan can see that as well. Stefan's map is really not good, especially if he does get pushed, but he's not going to let DarkNoob get a forward castle. But if DarkNoob does a castle at home, pretty simple, decent bit of Janissaries, you know, he could push quite well. Tarkin's a good in WK, extra pure armor. Yeah, I know, but it's an odd unit. It just doesn't seem to be that particularly strong against a lot of civs. It's good against ranged, but it just falls down to so many other counters. It feels less like it's ideally suited for anything other than raiding. Arena is not the easiest to raid map, but building walls are very, very common. People always like to have extra protection against a lot of raiding in Arena. Something that's going to hit hard though, Tarkins just aren't that great. For the price anyway, I don't find them to be effective, but that's just because you have other options like, you know, Paladin Pierce Armor. When you consider the cost of Elite and Marauders, it actually is generally more worthwhile to get Paladin. You have a more versatile unit as well. Stefan going for his usual FC. I was going to say he forgot to build a house, but he's freaking Huns. That's nice. Always building one farm in the least efficient place possible, but I guess it is back. Not so important. What is DarkNoob going to do? Okay, DarkNoob's going to go for a 6 or 7 on wood on one lumber camp. That way he could do 27 plus 2 into Janissaries. At least I think that's what he's going to do. DarkNoob's map is really nice on the other hand. That's a nice second stone there. Second gold, I mean. Nice enough anyway. You're not going to expect that kind of progression from Huns. I'll mention what Stefan's doing in a minute, but not so great main stone, but it's actually not scoutable in Dark Age, only scoutable in Feudal Age. Nice safe second stone in the back. It's nice that he's going for this one because then simply Stefan can't scout it. And an incredibly safe main gold, and this nice extra in the back. Relics look pretty evenly distributed. 5 on food, just up a bit quicker, I guess. Moron. Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. That is shameful. Oh, my forehead cannot cope with many of these, I'm telling you. Stefan with 3 on stone, I think he wants to do what he did last game, basically go for a castle defense with a 3 TC boom behind. If you're up quite quick with a very quick 3 TC boom and the other player doesn't quite have fast input mind right away, then it works out okay. You could actually get earlier trebs. Or at least survive long enough to have a good 3 TC eco to then fight. I like the concept of this, but I don't like him not going for scouts, but he does have the wood saving, he does have the economy, he could actually go scouts now if he wanted to. Just something to prevent DarkNoob from forwarding, because DarkNoob likes to forward quite a lot. DarkNoob with 16 seconds more idle time, that's more than half a villager, that's noticeable. Just a little bit laid up. 4 on wood. Not that much on wood from Stefan, especially for 28 plus 2. He's panic building a stable now because he forgot to start building it earlier, I guess. Hunt economy is quite good for this kind of thing. He wouldn't have been able to afford this stable if he didn't save on a couple houses. Pretty standard 28 plus 2 over here, but I see this gets repaired the stone wall. I don't really know what a long game plan for Turks in this situation would be, because I think cavalry archers would actually be okay. Like, Huns are missing one last armor upgrade, so their cavalry archers are just not going to be even close to as good, because they're, you know, 20 HP less because Sapai, and then they're 2 pierce armor less because they're missing the last ring archer armor, I believe. So if Turk go CA, they could actually win quite well. I don't see Huns really going Tarkans. I don't think the Tarkans are actually going to survive that well. And I don't see Huns pulling off Paladin too easily. But then again, you might also lose just to a straight up faster boom that hits something faster than you. Turk's boom is not that great. Huns on the other hand, Huns can go their own CA if they do it very fast up very early. They could afford the upgrades really quickly just to get to where they can do. They're not going to be post-imp, but they're still good enough, and if they're quick enough, they're very effective. I think Stefan could definitely afford to go for Forward Siege Workshop if the Turk player did try the boom. I think that's noticeable. But no, DarkNoob is going for a forward castle. And I don't see this working, really. And Stefan instantly scouts it. DarkNoob knows this is here, this is here. He knows that's there, but he doesn't know about this over here. I think this could actually be walled. A little bit of walling, and Stefan has a nice gold. What a ballsy castle. That's nice. I think he might lose this villager. I think this villager is going to be ranged, so a little bit of a problem. Either way, he's going to get a castle up. As long as he just has his extra TCs, he can boom behind this. But he's not adding any. What's the plan, Stefan? 400 wood now. He's going to try collect the relics out in the open. Now what? He adds a knight. He wants to mass knights for his janissaries. That's no, that can't be. I think maybe he just made the knight so he could try clear the villagers, but it just wasn't out in time, so. Ah well. Stefan gets some relics here. I think he's in a good position. I don't see a monster coming up from DarkNoob in a while. Can't even close to afford one. He's on a couple of farms. This is going to be either a castle or TC idling very soon. Not enough in gold. Still a lot in stone. Does he want to add an extra castle? With Turks, I never like to add an extra castle like I do for something like Spain. I like to just make sure I've got the one castle still make janissaries and then imp quite fast and then use BBC as to complement my trebs rather than have 2 castles to treb more. Decent walling up here. He's got 1 relic in. He's probably going to get a convert on a janissary, to be honest, but I don't see that happening too well. Losing the scout over here because Turks obviously free like cav. It's actually quite nice. I don't know if Stefan wants to convert one of these guys or if he wants to. Nope, DarkNoob noticed. Good win from DarkNoob here actually. I think Stefan either wasn't paying attention or he just thought he could get away with something he clearly couldn't. Now what's the plan? Wall up even further. DarkNoob has 420 stone, still mining it. We have 200 stone here for walling, which is enough. So vs these rams, what is Stefan's plan? Stefan is still massing up knights, but he's not adding anything like... He's going to petard it? Okay. I like the addition of knights to kill rams, but... No, I have nothing else to add to that, to be honest. This castle will go down though, which is pretty huge for DarkNoob. Not enough, Stefan, not enough. Oh, it should be enough. DarkNoob is not noticing. He's not moving these guys closer to make sure he has better aim. Big mistake. That's almost GG from DarkNoob right there. He's a decent amount of units, but he is behind. Maybe not, actually. He can almost afford to build another castle, but he's 550 res down. He's going to be another 550 res down. He's not adding TCs. I think he just wants to break in here, add another castle. If he has a castle here, actually, he's going to be doing quite well. But not already when there's a Mangonel and a Ram, and this many knights. Sure, Janissaries do kill knights, but if you have stables and the other person doesn't have castles to make any more Janissaries, you're going to overwhelm them eventually. I think just let this come in. As soon as it gets past this point, you could just knight it. And there we go. It's got +1 on the knights. I would probably add +1 attack too. Janissaries are quite well hidden in there, so the knights aren't going to be able to actually do all too much. Oh, set the Mangonel now. Just getting a good hit in. Yep, and that's DarkNoob's army pretty much disappeared. These villagers that came in to try and build a castle are now, well, denied at the same time as, well, 1 dead, 2 dead. If you have an equal advantage, just throw it away. It's the easy way to do it these days. DarkNoob, no extra TCs. Is he still mining stone? Where's DarkNoob placing his castle defensively? Okay. So now there's a large number of knights on the board. And not really anything from DarkNoob. DarkNoob actually looks like he could have imped quite soon. But he isn't going to. DarkNoob getting wheelbarrow just to aid his way. What is his plans via these knights though? What's he going to do? Add camels? Camels may be a good idea via the Huns. Not really with this eco though. You can afford to make some, but it's kind of a 1 TC push eco without the push element to it. Stefan is adding TCs with 2 TCs. A little bit surprised we aren't seeing a third, but maybe he just wants to imp that bit faster, assuming his eco is already better. And now he's just racing ahead. So I think with this amount of knights and these rams, he could actually just further the pressure. He's about to squat this castle here, so he knows this is basically free to push in. Monster out from DarkNoob, he could get relics if he wanted to. Convert some knights. Is he wanting to up? DarkNoob now imping, Stefan getting another 27-minute wheelbarrow. Just the impressive stuff, you know. I don't understand this late wheelbarrow shenanigans. If I 4 TC boom, I instantly start with wheelbarrow. If I 3 TC boom, I sometimes start with wheelbarrow. If I'm doing any prolonged castle age, I usually get wheelbarrow. If I know I'm only doing straight TC or less, wheelbarrow. It's a really important tech, and if you get it early, it's really good. You have the food bank right away when you hit castle age. Oh, come on, DarkNoob, come on. But when you hit castle age, you have the food bank right away to actually get it. And then by the time you've actually got it, it saves you from making 3 villagers in that time. So you save almost as much food as it costs you. It only costs you basically 50 wood and 25 food. And then, you know, if you get it like 3 minutes later, that's 3 minutes of farmers working that much slower. So you're really ahead in resources by getting it right away, and it doesn't really stop you affording much. Doing up these knights is a good idea. It's going to save them a lot of food. And a little bit of gold. Stefan looks like he might want to imp soon. Into what though is the question. Maybe he wants to just go full more to more Cavalier? I'm not all too sure about this one. Because DarkNoob's going to imp, but without much imp options to really carry him. Basically no military buildings. 2 TC still over here. I mean, we're looking at a 62 villager advantage, 62 villagers for Stefan, 44 for DarkNoob, 20 villager advantage at the moment. 3 TCs now up, and we're still seeing, I think, 1 from DarkNoob. DarkNoob now imp. Now what? He can't afford a PVC, he can't afford more than a couple more Janissaries. His economy is way too bad, but he has not a single unit he can make to try and... A couple of monks. It might actually sway a fight. Okay, I reckon maybe DarkNoob could get this one if he does have one bomber cannon to try to take down this castle. Then he could just camp it with a bunch of monks. Forcing Stefan to switch into something else. I don't think we'll see Stefan going light cav. His food economy is... It's reasonable, but I think he needs to really up it a bit, you know, like 8 more farmers or something he wants to add in these kind of food units. He wants to, especially if he wants to add a light cav. He's getting husbandry, that's quite nice, especially if catching the monks, catching his Janissaries out. Chain bar and armor coming in. No archery ranges, so no CA, so no nice counters for these Janissaries at the moment. This economy over here about to get raided. This is enough Janissaries to just straight up walk in. Stefan wasn't noticing, I would have walked a little bit closer and then just stopped my throat. Just kill, you know, 3 or 4 villagers maybe, instead of just 1 or 2. Just these little things I think that matter. So DarkNoob's housed at 70 population, whereas Stefan has 100 population. Looking at 78 vills to 49, that's, you know, almost a 30 villager difference. Identical military numbers, of course we're looking at Janissaries vs Knights. As long as this survives, these could be Cavalier and these can win quite easily. I don't think DarkNoob's ever going to afford elite Janissary. Just add monks though. Does he want monks, Turks imp monk techs, which are not great considering they're missing the 2 biggest ones. Theocracy I guess is nice if he wants to go ham. Quick wall maybe? This Knight Mass is huge. 4 stables with the Hun's bonus of 20% faster stables producing knights. It's quite a considerable number, whereas we're still looking at DarkNoob. He's considering making a second castle, he's not going to make it anytime soon. I think, you know, just go monks plus Janissary, 1 castle. 1 monastery as well. He just doesn't have the economy to make this kind of stuff, but the bomber cannons might help him. Now that Stefan is imp, Stefan can get Cavalier, he can get +4. I reckon he should start considering things like forging though. He needs those attack techs just so he could definitely kill the Janissaries that bit quicker. I think 1 single attack tech and he kills these faster if they didn't have any. Oh no, they've got 2, so he needs... If he gets +2... No, +1, he kills him faster, or 1 hit faster than he doesn't get +1 attack. I don't know, I'm not good at all mathematics there. Stefan has 3 relics, DarkNoob just pulling in 1. This relic here is just kind of out in the blue. DarkNoob doesn't spot it at all, and Stefan's coming forward to build the outpost. Stefan knows this is here, he just wants to make sure this side of the map is not, you know, you want to get my map control, this extra gold here especially, you don't want Turks to touch that. If you own this, you're pretty clear. This Hussar is actually going to do a little bit of damage. That's a lot of Cavalier though. But DarkNoob moved his army back. That's quite nice. If DarkNoob didn't move his army back, he would have lost it by now, but he did, so. Stefan has quite good map vision at the moment. DarkNoob doesn't have much. He doesn't know what's coming. He knows about the stable they went scouts with, but he knows nothing of military buildings at the moment. He knows nothing of buildings forward. He knows there's outposts here, so he's got villagers out on the map building. Ouch. DarkNoob knows this, that's nice of him. Stefan getting capped from. Has capped from, sorry. No, you see Dram, he could afford it. I think that might be his next upgrade, but I would also just spam forging right now. I think it's pretty important that you get Seedrum. Is it going to take out that castle quick enough? Yeah, of course. A couple of bomber cannons isn't enough to stop a large group of Seedrams. DarkNoob can't really afford much more than that. 2 mangonels. It's not going to stop a lot. DarkNoob only has 2 monks? Huh. I know. 4. 4 monks might be enough. Stay hydrated, but always makes me laugh. You should have consumed at least 8 ounces, 240 ml of water. I have drunk 1 litre of Coke since I started streaming. Petar's coming in, so I think... Oh, if we see Seed Ramps hit here, Petar's hit here, Cavalier rush in, easy win. Unless he just doesn't want to use the Petards, but I think the Seed Ram Cavalier are more than enough. Like, what's DarkNoob gonna do? He's just gonna see this and just think, fuck. What's with the Seed Rams running over here? A little bit odd. A few walls going down, but this villager is actually quite far away. They're way too far away from the Cavalier. Cavalier coming in, camels are not even close to getting heavy camel upgrade at the moment. +1/+1, not very effective. Well, honestly, comebacks can't happen because Stefan gave DarkNoob enough time to actually build an additional 3 or 4 TCs and then just full boom. But he didn't decide to do that, he decided to just imp and then it's imp into nothing. That would have been quite a good strategy, especially since Stefan stayed 1 TC for so long. If I was Stefan, I would have had an extra TC to prevent that. That's what I usually like to do, I never like to stay 1 TC too long. But yeah. Hamyo coming in with the OP comments, thank you. Let's look at the achievements real quick. You just killed 41 to 46. 46 Janissaries as opposed to 41. There's a few villagers. There's some scouts, a few large man knights actually, that's quite a lot of... It's quite a lot of Cavalier Knights that he managed to kill. Wasn't quite expecting that one, but you know, he still had not a very good KD. 3 units converted, I think he really needed more monks. I mean, he had 5 monks at the end there. He converted a couple units throughout the game, so if he just straight up used all the monks, if he had, instead of 5, maybe if he had 6, 7, 8, started converting those Cavalier, he could have turned the tide of that fight, I honestly think. And if he turned the tide of that fight, then I think he would have had time to full boom, but DarkNoob, I wouldn't expect him to do that. DarkNoob just... I don't think he should have gone for the second castle. Maybe if he imped faster it would have been less of a problem, but upon seeing the first castle and just letting it die to petards in 1 ram, I don't know, I think maybe he should have switched that idea entirely. He would have had like 500 stone at that point. Just give up, build TC's, boom. Although I wouldn't have expected Stefan to be 1 TC. So I'm going to grab a can of Coke, and also don't besmirch Coke, it's better than water. So next game's the last game I'm casting today, game 5, so back in a minute. And I am back. We're now on game 5. Not once have I forgotten to change mobily. Magyar vs Celts. I like this matchup actually, for both players. That's about all I've got. Magyars don't actually quite have an answer to the Siege Rangers, but they do have good cheap Hussar. Especially Magyar Hussar, they're actually really effective. But you need, again, something like CA behind them. And getting really good heavy cavalry archers behind some Magyar Hussars is really, really expensive and unlikely to happen. Sucks a little bit of Stefan with this gate. He's very, very close to the Magyar player. Being very, very close favours the Celts with their stronger economy bonus, their quicker ups. Can actually have a stronger effect much quicker. This base from Stefan is absolutely trash though. Sure, it's a little bit safe. Safe-ish stone, safe-ish main gold. But nothing else inside. Second stone way out there, all the second gold's just way out there. Even his berries suck. If we're gonna see a trust from DarkNoob, this is what's gonna happen. But yeah. Not the fun Stefan's base at all. Have either player scouted each other yet? Nope. Both players are unaware that they're 15 tiles apart. DarkNoob's map. I mean, I looked in DarkNoob's map on the minimap and I was like, okay, this is happening. Let's take a look here. Main stone is atrocious. Main gold's pretty bad. That's about it. 1 second gold out here. If I was to scout this, I would think it's not that bad of a map. If I was, you know, Stefan in Feudal Age, my scout could see this. Could probably pick up on this gold a bit. Not as a main gold though, you could probably only scout these 3 tiles here. Is this all open? Yeah. But a nice safe second gold. This is a decent bit of back area as well. Second stone is right there in clear view, pretty easy. Extra berries, 2 extra golds. Extra stone. I just misclicked something. So yeah, this is a really nice map for a Magyar player to have when they need something quite defendable. Probably not the best to wall though. If you wanted to wall anything off, you'd probably be pretty strapped to wall this one off and just forget about all this. He'd have his own little farming simulator back here if he wanted to. This is something I would see. I see 3 on wood from DarkNoob, especially when he's Magyars. That does indicate Trush. It's going to be fun. Hasn't scouted Stefan yet. What does Stefan want to do? Okay, yes, Magyars, I'd probably just think of Halbs. Halbs are probably the best thing you could do. Halbrander maybe, but I think Halbram could be significant enough. If he wants to do some like fast up 3TC out, Halbram, that's a pretty safe thing to go. Especially if you're up fast enough in case anything ridiculous happens, like very early aggression from a Magyar player. Magyars, I'm actually quite fond of opening with something like CA pressure and just pushing the hell out of someone just to end the game quick. I do think maybe Stefan expects the Magyar player to just go scouts or something. DarkNoob adding an excessive amount to wood. Gonna get loom and then he's going to 21 pop Trush. But these stones, that's not so good, but he hasn't scouted that, so that's not good for him. What has he scouted? Nothing. He knows nothing about this, but he's going to Trush anyway. DarkNoob just using some of the Urtug's map hacks. Moving forward to stone, okay. That's a pretty significant investment into a Trush. Is he going to be late though? I don't know if he's actually going to be there in time. Of course he would know he's DarkNoob, he always Trushes. Stefan trying to push those deer from outside, not looking too good for him, but he's finally actually getting them all. I assume this was a 3 deer game, at least I'm going to hope, otherwise I'm going to look like a tit, but you know, it's not been so far. 26 plus 2, 8 on wood. Fair enough, he's killed, so he doesn't need that much on wood. So he's going to see DarkNoob up, but the thing is, Stefan's going to be up. Well, what, 30% up by the time the DarkNoob hits up. So he doesn't actually have that long to wait to defend. I think by the time DarkNoob breaks through a wall... Okay, DarkNoob, you are cheating. No way. No way. Absolutely no way. That's... Ah, gotta love DarkNoob. Either way. Why the mining camp? I don't know. This tower's never gonna hit that. I mean, eventually a second tower, even a few tiles more in, would do. But I think all Stefan needs to do is collect another... DarkNoob now see the stone? Yep, he does. Collect another 50 stone and you're pretty safe to defend against this. Now this is happening. DarkNoob's map is just so safe, I don't know why he wants to go through all this feudal age stuff. That's what he does with terror all the time, and it's not that fun to watch, I think. But let's see how Stefan deals with this. He is missing the stone he needs to build another tower. I think he should have just sent 5 villagers to straggle 50 stone right off the bat. Then just 1 tower here, 1 tower here, and that's really it. But Market Blacksmith already coming up. So it's looking like he's going to be able to FC just fine. His gold is pretty intact. It's not going to suffer if there's a tower here. DarkNoob actually has to get in significantly in this direction to tower. Like maybe here just to even harass the gold. Now he's about to scout this. Stefan is about to add a house here. Oh, he just sniped it in time. Nice. And Stefan has more villagers to build a tower with. I think Stefan should just try and deal with that villager there a bit, but Stefan already up to Castle Age starting him, now getting fletching though. Little bit of axe from Stefan. Did Stefan get loom? Yes he did, good. Don't really know what Stefan's plan is. 2 towers here is a little bit deadly, but if he just goes for a couple of mangonels. I mean, Kelp mangonels are really good because of the extra firing rate. Should clear this up well in time. I'm all in favour of nerf for towers in general, but only if they remove the ability to repair mangonels and the villager not taking any hits. I think if that's removed, so towers are just noticeably that little bit stronger, as in that small bug can't be exploited as it always has been, then I think, you know, towers can have a really nice nerf to just have them less used. At the same time as being semi-unstoppable for how bad they are. Someone lost a villager somewhere? There's that one there. DarkNoob is significantly ahead in vills, like 6 villagers ahead over the course of a 3 villager Castle Age. Siege Workshop coming up, lots of... He has well enough, you know, he can build a mangonel. By the time it's built, he'll have the resources to build another one. What's he going to do now though? Try and boom to get his villager numbers back. He's getting bowsaw, so he's going to have some good economy. Bowsaw is something I get off of getting a type of thing like this. DarkNoob's economy is looking useless. I mean, If he gets wheelbarrow, sure, but then he needs to send all these guys to maybe take gold. Yeah, if you had the wit to put these guys on gold right now, and then just save till he had wheelbarrow, he'd be able to click up soon enough. But he's adding in scouts. He wants to actually do this. He wants to. Okay. He wants to snipe that mangonel with scouts. That's too meta for me, I'm afraid. We already see a spear coming in though. I mean, Stefan's market? No, Stefan doesn't actually see the stable. I thought his market maybe would, but it doesn't. The scouts are going to be pretty useless in a moment. So what's going on over here? Still no gold over here. No wheelbarrow. I'm even going to check to see if he has horse collar. He has horse collar and double axe. That's fine. But he doesn't need wheelbarrow with that many farms. 2 mangonel should be able to deal with this. 2 spears maybe not enough, he wants to add more. We can see a lot of scouts come from a Magyar player here. He is of course against Castle HTCs. What else is he going to do? Ooh. Kill player queuing up another mangonel, but he's keeping it safe. That's actually quite good. Also, forgive me, my cast is not that great at the moment. I am really tired. I've worked today, I've worked tomorrow. I've worked for days. And I can't be bothered anymore. But this is what I do when I don't play iCast. This house might go down. If this house does go down, that's a pretty severe problem for the kill player here, Stefan. Stefan actually, he could actually wall that, I think, if he just puts a quick stone gate or something there and walls it from this corner here. That tower shouldn't be able to reach. The towers are still going to go down. How many scouts do we see now? We see these 5 plus some extras, which might have died actually. I don't really know where they disappeared off to. But the mangonels killing the scouts is always an extremely extra nice bonus. Because it's not something we'd expect it to be. Scorpion coming out. Scorpion maybe not the best against scouts, but it's good against most units in general. Should be pretty effective, at least helping clear out some of the... Ooh, that mangonel should have gone down, but it didn't. Can these mangonels be repaired faster than scorpions can kill the scouts? I'm not entirely sure. But there goes some villagers. There goes DarkNoob's lead, really. An RTC coming up from Stefan. As long as Stefan gets these TCs up by the time the DarkNoob is Castle Age, then he's ahead in the economy already. As well as military, and DarkNoob's investment in this stuff is just wasted, so... As for DarkNoob sold some stuff to get gold. No, he's taking this gold. Okay. Is he going to be able to click up soon? I mean, he can sell stone to do it, but he does have wheelbarrow. Is he just going to sell stone to click up? Because I don't think maybe he should waste the fact that he mines stone, but... Yeah, I think he does want to keep the stone. No point in him upping without enough stone to build a castle to defend against this much siege. He's going for the idle TC approach. Always the best when your opponent is already ahead of you. You're not Castle Age yet, so you're going to be down another 4 villagers and he's got 2 TCs already running. So I think Stefan's probably going to end up safely 8 villagers ahead very, very quickly. He's going to be maybe 10 by the time that DarkNoob suitably in castle trying to boom. I don't see what DarkNoob's going to do. He could afford to build a castle when he's up, but... I'm assuming he wants to add knights. Not really the approach he wants to have to do it, but, you know, if he does go double stable knights, maybe he might have a chance. But it's very, very simple for Stefan to just one tile wall to wall that up. The towers are actually preventing that. Interesting. If that's walled up, then what's DarkNoob gonna do? Because he doesn't have the siege to actually break in. He's able to build a castle, but unless he wants to... No, he can't safely build a castle anywhere. He's queuing up scouts, but there's even enough scorpions and just 1 or 2 spears here is enough to deal with those scouts and finish building forward castle. I don't understand DarkNoob's line of thinking here. Why would you want to build it here? Build it somewhere like here and then just like petard in. Build it somewhere unexpected and then petard in. Walls only have 2 line of sight without time watch. I don't know if Stefan decided to get that upgrade though. DarkNoob's now up, but he's 14 villagers behind. Significant enough. Looks like he's still staying 1 TC, I don't see him adding 1. He has the resources to add a lot though, he could almost imp. If he builds his castle and gets it up, he could just click up the imp. I don't see what he wants to do his Magyars and imp though, they're not exactly a fast imp to anything civ, but... That's significant. What's DarkNoob plan to do? He can't build that castle there, he's crazy. I mean, I'm not even sure if that's gonna go down. Nope, it doesn't. That's really unfortunate. So what's DarkNoob going to do? He's adding light cav, he's not adding any knights. I said my forehead can't handle any more slaps, but DarkNoob, please, and then just 2 wolves, just the coup de grace. Oh, he's Magyars. That's quite a useful bonus at this point. I was expecting far different, but yeah, this is enough to just annihilate these couple of scouts that DarkNoob seems to want to be making. Even invested bloodlines to get for the light cav, even has the free iron casting, but it's not going to help him. DarkNoob just gives up in the end, deletes castle set at TCs. Currently looking at 21 villager advantage. Let's speed this one up a little bit because it's pretty much over, and I'm desperate to go eat some food. Proper food that is. DarkNoob losing all of his gold. He seems to have bought bow saw, handcart and the wood for all these TCs. This is what he should have done in that third game. Obviously not now. You shouldn't want to do this right now against this much siege coming at you, but in the third game he should have just straight up done this. See another TC coming out from Stefan, so he's actually going to be on 4 TCs himself. And the relics coming in for Stefan. Stefan can take map control with this. Okay, I like Stefan's position. He's currently 74 vills compared to 49, 82 pop vs 54 is pretty nice. This is not the kind of late game that, you know, DarkNoob wants to turtle to, but DarkNoob just going ham on the boom. I mean, I do like it. He has gained 20 villagers very quickly, but I don't think he's in quite the right frame of mind to try and deal with this one. Maybe he's tilted, I don't know. There's enough spears to deal with these like cav though. Okay, a little bit of extra map control here from Stefan, I like it. Secure an extra 2nd gold. His map did look really bad. Now it's looking a bit better. I believe it was MPL who said if you don't like your walls in arena, then redraw them. I'm curious now. That's a tree. Oh, never mind, it's DarkNoob scouting. Never expected it to be good. That still is a tree. Team Rats coming up, Castle coming up, Imp Age already halfway up, Chainmail armor tracking, you know, the good stuff you need for your infantry. We're going to just see probably full help. I mean, like I have here from DarkNoob, but what can DarkNoob actually add to kill helps? He can't really go CA. He might want to. Yeah. But he's so far behind. Although I should also mention at this point, if he did this in the third game, Stefan's now 105 villagers, which he was in the last game. But DarkNoob is now 90 vills, so he's not that far behind. If he did this in the last game, he might have still had a decent chance. This is something you could come back from. But I think now just time-wise, simply because DarkNoob isn't imp, he's gonna have some stuff to deal with. Capturam coming in from Stefan. I was expecting Onager maybe, but I think Capturam might be fine enough just to clear DarkNoob's buildings quite fast, rather than fight any army. Stefan is looking really good on the resources. He could build a forward castle as well. He doesn't know about this, but if he does break in here and discovers this, he could build a forward castle here, or if he gets at least in, he could build a castle. I heard someone pick up 2 relics. That one relic DarkNoob managed to get. This one over here, DarkNoob also got. And Stefan got this one. Fair enough on the relic war, but relics don't matter anymore. Stefan doesn't need much gold, because if you're just making pure halb, you feel your gold just goes way up. Especially if you're only making rams. Rams cost very light on the gold. DarkNoob building a defensive castle, okay. It's halfway up to him. I think some Magyar Hussar just help deal with the siege ram, but they're not going to survive the halbs. I think Stefan maybe needs to think of garrisoning the halbs inside the rams. That way he's going to be forced to at least keep them close. Yeah, just running your halbs back here when your siege rams are here is not the best idea. Trebs comes in, Trebs coming in, massive amounts of siege rams. No units being made from DarkNoob at all anymore. What's the longsword though? Magyar do have champion, but the one that is missing the last armor upgrade. Was it plate mill armor? So you know, they're not going to be as good, especially if we see Stefan taking into his own champions, or even woods. He does have 1 castle. You just simply add woods. 2 castles now, and he's able to make 2 more, so. Onager did come out for Stefan, no siege engineers, but it's nice that he does have one. Ooh, not a good reason to lose an Onager. I think these halbs are perfectly fine to take out these champions, because champions actually don't have the two-handed swordsman, but no melee armor. Magyar are missing squires. Where am I looking? Oh, so there. I've never, I do go champion as Magyar Van via something like Meso, and it just sort of happens, but I don't do it often enough. I do other options, and this isn't the method I play, so I tend not to end up having to use them. Stefan going Blast Furnace. You know, he's going to fully upgrade halbs in any second now, so that's going to be pretty good. Champion coming in from DarkNoob. Not going to be the best champion. I mean, 2 melee armor against 8 melee attack, 6 damage. It's 10 hits dead from a halb. I mean, they do kill halbs a lot quicker, but you know, when you're in talk about this mass. I'm curious to see what Stefan is massing. Siege rams? A few. Another castle coming up from the Magyar player. This is what I was talking about last game. Although DarkNoob is not really running all his TCs, he could be fully boomed very, very quickly, but he isn't. This is a lot of army now. These woodies, I mean, they're elite and they're fully upgraded. So there's really nothing these champions are going to do. The champions will die to the woods. Woods produce really, really fast. They have a very fast firing rate in terms of attacking. Low men in pajamas that can do a lot of damage. At least three no armor upgrade Magyar Hussars though might be able to take out a Treb, but oh yeah, they are, but the woodies already happen to be there. They're gonna take out another one. Doesn't matter. Enough siege ram. Looking at Stefan's resources, yeah, Stefan has a lot. He's basically pop capped anyway. Stefan, pretty clear win. He does have some slip ups in his builds. I would say they're not quite perfect, but then again, none of us are, so. Anyway, that's going to be an end of the stream because I am very tired. My English is deteriorating at rates that I cannot even begin to describe. So after these achievements, I'm going to call it. Stefan with the military hire 59, 23 for DarkNoob. That was probably just the straight longswords. By the time he had 200 swordsmen, he had much less. A lot more units lost as well. And a lot of those were villagers early on, so. Stefan, of course, better economy and straight up everything. I mean, he didn't rush, but he somehow had more stone just to make woodies anyway. 6k more wood, 5 to 6k more food, 4k more gold. It's really significant. Relic gold is also quite a bit more. An extra 800 relic gold is quite good advantage over boom of 51. An extra amount of villagers of 41. As I said, DarkNoob almost had the economy back. So the words are slipping my brain. DarkNoob almost had the economy back. If he did the same in the third game previously, he might have actually won that one. Because he was making the right options in that game, but he just wasn't doing it in the right amount because he just didn't have the economy to do it. Stefan, his FC worked. I mean, the thing with DarkNoob, he had a really late castle age as well, but if he built that castle and just gone imp, it would have been funny. That would have been quite funny. But yeah, I don't really know what his plan was. It wasn't a good one, whatever it was. So anyway, that's me done for today. Thanks for watching, and I should also mention that I haven't decided what to do with this current waiting screen overlay. It's because mine is basically this with some more stuff on it, and without it, it just looks a bit empty, so I need to make a specific one for VO. I'll see how that one goes. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good day. And I hope you enjoy this random Vivly official cast I decided to do today.